Before I begin, I would like to ask all of you to trust me and to go with me on a short visualization into your future. Please close your eyes, and if you're comfortable, and if not, lower your gaze and look at your hands in your lap. I want you to take a deep breath, and as you exhale, I want you to step forward 15 years from now in your mind. Visualize. What does your professional life look like? What does your personal life look like? Do you see yourself as successful? Do you see happiness in your life? And are you healthy, both mentally and physically? Thank you for going on this short journey. Please open your eyes and come back to the room. I'm curious what it is that you ultimately hope for your future. By a show of hands, how many of you are excited for your future? How many of you want to be successful? And how many of you desire to be happy and healthy? Amazing. When I think of my future and the lives of my students, colleagues, families, and friends, all I want for them and myself is happiness. All of you share the same aspiration, and my talk today will urge you towards making one small change that will allow you to live a life full of health and happiness. And if you do make this one small change, the ripple effect will also allow you to thrive and reach your full potential and will bring you success in life. Personally and professionally, I've started a journey to learn more about well-being and what interventions can be made to help an individual flourish. I recently read a book called The Happiness Advantage by Sean Atcher, a Harvard graduate and researcher who changed the way I look at the relationship between success and happiness. According to the book, we have all been taught a flawed formula of this relationship. A quote reads, "If I work hard, then I will become successful. And once I become successful, then I will be happy." This belief is what often motivates us in life. We think, if I can just get that A, or that acceptance letter, or lose that next 5 pounds, or get that person to fall in love with me, then I'll be happy. But what happens if we never reach all the goals we set for ourselves? We live a life without happiness? What? That sounds like a terrible and depressing fate. Luckily, as the book points out, there's been more of a decade of groundbreaking research in the areas of positive psychology and neuroscience that has proven this relationship, well, it actually works the other way around. Happiness leads to success. In fact, the happier you are, the more successful you will become. Knowing this, why do we still spend so much time focusing on getting that A or the next promotion, when if we truly want to be successful in life, then we need to find a way to increase our positive thinking? Acker wrote, "Happiness and optimism actually fuel performance and achievement, giving us the competitive edge he calls the happiness advantage. Waiting to be happy limits our brain's potential for success, whereas cultivating positive brains makes us more motivated, efficient, resilient, creative, and productive. And this drives performance up." How does this actually happen? Great question. When we experience happiness, dopamine, aka the feel-good hormone, rushes into our brain. This reaction brings joy, and it turns on all the learning centers in our brain, which allows us to adapt to the world around us in many different ways. Well, there you have it. Now you know how to be successful. Just be happy. Go forth, do that, be happy. Obviously, I realize this is a little easier said than done. When you visualized your future, you all wanted some form of happiness and success. Knowing this and what the research is telling us, the big question is, how will you ensure you will be happy regardless of what you have achieved? I propose that if you can find one happiness intervention in your life right now that you can make into a habit, this will have a ripple effect on your mental well-being and your future success. Acker wrote, "What we spend our time and mental energy on will become our reality." Let me share with you a few simple adjustments that, if made into a habit, can help increase your happiness. Gratitude. At the beginning and end of your day, take a moment to think about 3 things that you are grateful for. It could be your morning cup of tea, or the incredibly supportive friends that you have in your life, or that basketball team that you coach. In fact, if you do this for 21 days in a row, you can actually change the way you scan the world. Instead of looking for negatives, you will shift your thinking towards the positive. Journaling. At the end of your day, write down one positive experience that you had. This allows you to relive it and remember that your life is rich and full of positive experiences. Mindfulness. It's not just a buzzword. Download one of the many different apps, Calm, Stop, Breathe, Think, or Headspace, and do this for 3 to 5 minutes a day. Mindfulness teaches us how to be more present, how to have awareness, how to recognize our emotions and how to work through them. And best of all, it teaches you about self-compassion. Random acts of kindness. According to Psychology Today, these acts promote gratitude, empathy, compassion, and they strengthen connections. It also increases the happiness for both the giver and the receiver. Commit to doing one a day. Pick up trash, open the door for someone, or simply look up from your screen and say hello when you pass people in the hallway. Exercise. It is no surprise that energizing your life has a ton of mental and physical health benefits. Make exercise part of your daily routine. Go for a walk, do an ab workout, or commit to 10,000 steps a day. Or here's a crazy idea. Instead of getting in that grab, walk to school, or the mall, or the restaurant, or commit to always taking the stairs. Sleep. Bottom line, your body and your brain needs it, 8 hours or more. When we are rested, we are able to be productive and focus. When we're overtired, it's very difficult for us to experience happiness and joy. Try and take one time consumer off your plate that'll allow you to go to sleep a little bit sooner. Maybe quit One Academy, or turn off autoplay on YouTube, or limit your social media and your gaming so that you can decrease the amount of time that you spend procrastinating. There are many other options out there. You just need to find the one that works for you. In order for this to actually work, you need to take your one well-being intervention and form it into a habit. To create a habit, it can take anywhere from 30 days to 3 months. How long will actually depend on your discipline, motivation, and the routine that you set. In the book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, he found that at the root of all habit forming lies a 3-part loop. So for an example of a gratitude journal, you start with the cue. The cue is what triggers you to do the routine. That could be maybe after you brush your teeth and you get into bed. The routine is then the behavior that you automatically engage in. You pick up that journal, you think about 3 things you're grateful for, and you write it down. Lastly, you'll receive a reward for finishing the routine, which could be an increase in positive emotion, gratitude for the life that you live, and you can shift your thinking to focus on the positive, which will actually allow you to have a more sound sleep. How do you start making this loop for yourself? Another great question. Here's some simple suggestions that Scott Young wrote about in an article on Lifehack. Make sure that you start with small goals. Commit to 30 days, doing it daily. Remind yourself and stay consistent with time, place, and circumstance to make the habit stick. Well, now you have a recipe for success. Choose one well-being intervention. Begin to make it a habit by committing to 30 days, and then watch how this one small change can spread through your life and the lives of those around you. Unfortunately, you won't know the impact of this on your future self, but why wouldn't you want to increase the amount of happiness and joy you have in your life right now anyway? I want to share with you why I truly believe the path to a better future is through a habitual change to increase your happiness. On July 29th, 2018, I was in a very serious accident that left me physically and emotionally traumatized. I was in a very dark place for a long time until I finally gathered the courage I needed to create 2 new habits for myself: mindfulness and gratitude. Mindfulness has made me more present, more aware, it's taught me how to control my emotions and how to be more responsive in challenging situations than reactive. And my mindful stretching routine every morning prepares me both mentally and physically for the day ahead. Writing in a gratitude journal every night has shifted my thinking towards positive. I sleep a lot more soundly, and I've become a way more grateful person in my everyday life. Ultimately, these 2 new habits taught me to have more self-compassion, which has allowed me to give myself permission to not be perfect. All of this happened because I took 1 mindfulness course. The ripple effect has had a huge impact on my life. I can say without a doubt, I'm experiencing more happiness, and my career is at an all-time high in terms of success. And this is true for the person I was even before the accident. You don't need to have a trauma to make a positive change. You just need to be brave. Now, I want you to take a moment to think about, what will your 1 new habit be for yourself? And here's my challenge. Before you leave the auditorium tonight, I want you to tell at least 1 person what this new habit will be. When you get home, tell your parents or your sibling or your partner. Then I want you to write it down. Start with the cue, the routine, and then the reward. And post that somewhere visible, above your bed, on your mirror, or make it your screensaver. The last step is to decide when your 30 days will start, and why not make it tomorrow? Remember that future self? You have every opportunity to make it come true. You just need to dial up your courage and make a commitment to yourself. I want you to consider this quote from Carol Dweck. Potential is not unlimited, but it is unknown. We have learned that happiness is what actually leads to success. This is your life. You're the only one that can make 1 small change that will have an unpredictable influence on your future. Go create your happiness.